Yes, if you're just tuning in right now, we're going to kickstart our topic today about stroke. And what you saw just now is a reenactment of how a stroke can actually occur. And this one is to do with blood clot. But for us to understand this more, we have two guests on our show who will actually share her experience as well as a neurologist who is here as well. Let's please welcome Janet Yeo, founder and chairman of National Stroke Association Malaysia, in short NASAM, looking lovely. And we have Dr. Loh Pei Ki, consultant neurologist, Sime Darby Medical Center, Ara Damansara. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming on today for Bella Society. Yeah, maybe I can start with Doctor. Stroke. How would you actually define a stroke, or what is it?
Stroke is actually a brain attack, where there's sudden disruption of the blood flow into the brain, certain area of brain, leading to the death in the brain cell. And this can lead to, for example, it depends on the area affected. It can cause either one side weakness or numbness. It can also affect the speech, can even cause someone to be comatose.
And it's the third leading cause of death,
yes, that's
which
right.
is quite a scary and daunting thing, right?
Yes, that's right.
Right. And Janet, you are here today,
as
true testimony as a stroke survivor, and later we'll find out more about that cute word that you guys call yourselves strokies, right? But you, 20 years ago,
24 years ago, at the age of 42.
Wow. Oh, 42. So how old are you now? You look really good for your age then, if everyone adds up the number. So Janet, you are here, sitting here as a true testimony, as a stroke survivor, or strokey as you affectionately call it. What was the type of stroke that you actually went through?
I had a lot, in fact, they call that, right? That was when I was 42 years old. I have no clue about what is a stroke, and that's a problem with most of us.
I see, okay.
I woke up one morning and I was unable to control my hand or command my hand to do what I want the hand to do. And even then, I didn't realize that it was a stroke. I went to work, I went to the hairdresser, I went to work, I drove.
Wow.
And it was only 3 to 4 hours later when my hand actually became paralyzed and my head was pounding.
Oh my goodness.
Then I realized something serious was happening.
Wow. Dr. Loh,
and only then that I rushed myself to hospital. So
yourself, and you rushed yourself?
Well, I got someone to drive me. So I think my stroke was stroke in progress. I probably had it in my sleep, but I didn't realize it.
Wow, this is quite a, I mean, this is one story, and I'm sure there's many others. Dr. Loh, with that, you see, like what Janet said just now, she didn't even realize, as compared to other things like, let's say, a heart disease, when it attacks you, you know roughly what it is. So with a stroke, it's very subtle, or is it always the case?
Not always the case. Some patients do have subtle symptoms initially. We even have a term for it. It's a TIA, transient ischemic attack. They get very mild. It tends to resolve within the first 24 hours, and then comes back. It's like a warning sign. So you have to pay attention to those small little symptoms, because it's a warning sign to a full-blown stroke.
Wow, and I think today we want to build that awareness, because people don't realize the signs and the warnings.
Well, I had TIA. I had TIA for a few months.
Right.
Transient giddiness. But I had no clue what it is, and I put it down as being tired.
So it was just like you felt like it was a migraine, or you were just tired and stuff like that.
And then it became a full-bloon stroke.
Wow. Well, those of you at home, if you're not sure, if you have any questions or you yourself have experienced something, do give us a call at 03-5569-0349, as well as we have our doctor and, of course, Janet here to share. And again, NASAM is an association for stroke survivors. Tell me, because of that, you decided to be very fervent in this, and of course, your passion in this.
When I first had the stroke 24 years ago, there was actually very little known about stroke. There was no literature about stroke and stroke rehab, and there weren't many people there that can actually tell me and take control over my stroke rehab or my stroke recovery. And I was very frustrated. Then I started to explore, and because my husband's Singaporean, so I went to Singapore and I learned. And from there I went to the States. And I learned some more, and I did my rehab, part of my rehab in the States.
In the States.
And when I came back, I pray about that and say, okay, God, what do you want me to do with all this information
and knowledge
that I've learned? You know, I don't know why I had the stroke, but just let me know what am I supposed to do. And the answer came back very clearly: help other stroke survivors. And it was a turning point for me, because I realized that wherever I went, other stroke survivors would look at me and say, I would like to walk like you, or I would like to become well like you.
Be able to talk like you with that. You can be, because doctor, like what Jenna is saying, at the end of the day, the road of recovery is possible.
Yes.
But what, in terms of stroke, is there different sort of levels of stroke, different types of stroke, and how? Maybe you can explain to our viewers.
It depends on severity. Some patients do get very severe stroke where they cannot. They can't even talk. It affects the speech, understanding, not able to formulate a speech, not able to move either one side or both sides of the limbs, and having sensory disturbance. So in this severe type, unfortunately, sometimes they're not able to go back to work and perform daily activities, but majority of the stroke patient in the mild to moderate group, yes, they have a very high chance to recover, to become independent again. But definitely we need multidisciplinary care from not only the doctors, but of course the support
as well. Like
the therapies, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, and stuff like that.
And a lot of it is to do with blood vessel bursting, am I right? Or so you loss of hemorrhaging. Yeah,
there's two types.
Yeah, there are two types. Yeah, there are two types. One is, like you say, the hemorrhagic, where the blood vessel rupture, blood vessel around or in the brain rupture and causing clots in the brain. And the other more common type, which is about more than 80%, is the obstruction. We call it blockage. So it's the obstruction of blood flow, no blood flow into the brain, a certain brain area, therefore leading to a stroke. And
hence that's why you can't from brain to using your normal everyday things that you can do, like speech, is disrupted as well.
Well, the cells that give up the signal or command the signal.
The command signal
is gone.
Dead. Well, we actually have Lim on the line. Hi, Lim.
Yes, hi, good morning.
Hi, how are you? Do you have a question for our doctor or Janet?
I just want to ask for my mother. My mother is 85, and she has been having stroke for more than 2 years. And we are tube feeding her, and she cannot talk.
I see. Okay.
So I just want to find out what therapy I can give to her.
What therapy? Doctor, do you have any questions? Or maybe Janet, to her before you answer her question. Do you need any more details? Or is that sufficient?
That's good.
Okay. Thank you, Lim, so much for calling us.
Thank you.
Thank you. So her mother, 85 and 2 years, and she's having difficulty in talking, and she still needs aid in feeding. Who would like to take on this?
Well, basically, that's the role of NASAM.
Yeah.
NASAM was set up with the sole purpose, with two missions actually. One is to help provide rehabilitations to all stroke survivors on a long-term basis to help them regain some functionality. The other one is education. Yeah, we want to educate people to eat well and to know what is TIA and what action to go, where to go, and so forth. So for Lynn, in Lynn's case, all I can advise is that come to NASAM or go somewhere for some rehabilitations. There are speech therapists around that can actually help her to regain her speech. Because in my case, I was slurring.
Wow, you wouldn't think that today.
Yeah, I lost major part of my vocabulary.
Wow.
I couldn't remember most of the words, and I had slurring problem. But I did it through just reading. I had two little kids. I had two young kids, and they wanted bedtime story every night. So I just read Annie Blyton every night.
Oh, my favorite.
Whether they understand or not in my blurring way, but it was still story with mommy, okay?
Yeah.
And that actually strengthened the muscle, the vocal cords.
It's all about relearning. And I think in Lim's case with her mom, again, send her somewhere where she can get the rehabilitation. But don't you think it's good for the family members to also go there and see how they are being taken care of so that they can aid them at home? Do you think that is also part of it?
We encourage family members, we encourage caregivers, you know, to do that, because to us, the best way of recovery is when you yourself are motivated and you want to get well, and you've got really good family support, and you're surrounded by loved ones. Okay, and with that, your chance of recovery would be
so much better.
Yeah.
So much better. Well, we have another caller on the line, Aisha. Hi. Is she there still? No, Aisha. All right, we lost her, but hopefully she'll give us a call back. And like you said, so truly you can say mind over matter sometimes can really conquer. Or of course it takes, like you say, the support and love of family. But what actually triggers that burst? Is it lifestyle, or what actually triggers that?
The stroke?
Yeah.
The
Doctor.
stroke, if you're talking about the ischemic, the blockage type of stroke, yeah, it's very much related to lifestyle. As we all know, the risk factor for strokes includes diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, smoking is a major risk factor. And all these are very much related to unhealthy living.
Yeah. Like a lot of the disease out there, at the end of the day, as said, it is partly the way we live
That's right.
our everyday life.
That's right.
But what about age group? Like you got it at 42. Does it only attack the older age groups, or it can? What sort of age groups is it most common?
Yeah, advanced age is a significant stroke risk factor. Unfortunately, about more than 90% of stroke patients, they are actually 45 and above. But stroke also affect the younger individual, the younger age group. But this age group, normally they have different type of stroke. It's probably due to blood disorders or blood vessel disorders. This age group is actually quite rare, not common.
It's not common.
And some of it, those that attack the children, are hereditary.
So it can be hereditary as well.
Yeah, those that attack the younger age group.
I see, yeah, because if they're too young, they've not even lived their life yet, to get that. Wow. So, but at the same time, with the age, so young, how young is young? As in, can it attack them?
Oh, it can attack any age group. If we are talking about the rare blood disorders, yeah, young children.
We have one. We have
in NASAM.
In Johor Bahru, NASAM. She had the stroke in her mother's womb.
Oh wow.
It's only when she started to crawl, then they realized something was wrong, because she wasn't using one side of the body.
So she got a
So
stroke.
Isabella today is 7 years old. She has been doing her rehab with us all these years, and she's doing ballet.
Oh my gosh. That deserves a little clap. Oh, that's a very, very beautiful story. Well, we have another caller on the line. I think our lines are definitely hot today because a lot of people have questions. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you,
How are you?
Sabran?
I'm fine.
So do you have a question or story to share?
My father is 65 years, so now 2 months he has
Sabran,
brain
before you
stroke.
continue, do you mind standing away from your TV because it's a bit muffled? We can't hear you properly.
I have to Johor Bahru. My father's brain stroke has 2 months already, so he right side already paralysis, so cannot move anything. So I want to anything, doctor, please, anything help to give to suggestion. I want to give my father. How can this improve?
How to improve? Doctor, can you get what he's saying? Sabran?
Part of it.
Part of it. Okay, so your father's 55, you mentioned, right? He mentioned 55?
He's had a stroke, just had a stroke.
Just had a stroke.
He's
2 months ago.
immobile at the
All right.
moment.
Okay,
yeah?
Sabran, maybe we can listen to what doctor can advise you.
The management for stroke is both medical as well as rehabilitation. As for medical part, we need to know whether they have risk factor. Yeah, we have to treat those risk factor. If the diabetes is not well controlled, we have to give medication and to control the diabetes. And the same goes to high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And we also give blood thinners. Blood thinners is actually a prevention to prevent a future stroke. So risk factor control as well as a blood thinner to prevent a second attack. And comes the rehabilitation part, that actually is very important to help to regain the function. That include the speech, if it is affected, limbs, exercise, physiotherapies, occupational therapies, and all that. Yeah, and it will take a long time. It's a very...
It's a very lengthy.
Yes,
that's right.
Well, before we continue that conversation, we'll go for a very short break, but we still have Jen. Of course, Dr. Low will be with us later on as well, so make sure you stay tuned. Welcome back to Bella Society, where if you want to win those concert tickets, you can go to our Facebook page, like us, all the contest details there. Well, if you're just joining us, we've been talking about stroke, and of course, it is the third largest killer here in Malaysia, so it's something very pressing that we want to talk about, and we were talking to Dr. Loh earlier as well as Janet. But joining Janet, we have another very, very brave lady on our show. She is Lee YY. She's a stroke survivor. Strokey, hi. And of course, Janet is the founder and chairman of NASAM. So ladies, both of you, first-hand experience, and so brave to be here today to also share that experience with us. Can I just ask you, YY, when did stroke happen to you, and how long has it been?
Last year, April.
So that means it's about, like you said, it's about 16 months.
Yeah, 16 months already.
And looking at you today, I don't think anyone would have guessed that. And maybe some of our viewers at home have been calling in, and I'm sure they'll see you as a testimony as well. So how was it for you the very first time? What was your experience, if you don't mind sharing?
When I wake up, the stroke is, in fact, for myself, I don't know what happened to me.
Okay.
I just, is pain, very pain, and then I slept already.
Where was the pain? Where was the pain, in your head or?
Pain.
Pain in your head?
The leg is very, very pain. Then I just lie down. Then my mother, I just tell, my hand is very scared. Then I just slept down. Then then I want to go to toilet because I want to vomit also. But for me now, I don't know anything. But my mother is there, holding me, won't let me go down. That's why it just slowly then for me go down. Then I asked my daughters, went to outside and find to neighbors to help me to, but inside nobody is there. So until they go to opposite there, this man, he normally he come back at 8 o'clock, but that day he came back at 6 o'clock.
Oh wow!
So he quickly went back to my bag. Then no, sorry, I'm sorry because talking is quite a bit.
No, actually you're speaking very well. I wanted to actually compliment you on that. Yeah.
Thank you. So he sent me to the ambulance. Then ambulance is very near to my house. It's a Columbia. For me, I don't know anything. My daughter is with me. Then the doctor told me I got the stroke already. But for me, I don't know.
You didn't know?
I don't know. Until I sent me to Damansara there. So luckily the doctor is there. So the surgeon is on the 9 o'clock and they're 12 o'clock. The doctor already told my husband, say my stroke is very, very major.
Major stroke.
It's very major. Even I wake up also, I cannot do anything already. Until I stay in the CD, I stay there. When I wake up, that time is about 8 months. 8 days already.
Okay.
I saw my friend, my husband.
Everyone was there. Yeah.
I can see all of them, but I cannot talk to them. Really. They just ask me, okay, it's okay, it's okay. But I cannot talk to all my friends. Then the doctor also asked me to talk. What is what do you call where's my watch? All this, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. I stayed there in the hospital until for 37 days. 37 days, my husband has told me. That was Friday. I went back to my house. Monday, you go to NASAM.
Wow.
I don't know what is called NASAM. I don't know. When I went there, NASAM, I looked a lot. I don't know what it called stroke. Actually, for myself, I don't know what it's called stroke.
The awareness wasn't there beforehand.
So I went to NASAM there. I look at all the people talking. The walking is... They are so difficult for them, you know. They check for me. For me, half of it is not me.
Yeah, and we can see some clips right there as well on TV right now. On some of the
I cannot feel. I cannot feel anything. I got the small dogs here.
Yeah.
He clicked me. This side, the left hand side, I know. Right hand side, I
cannot
don't
feel
know.
anything, huh?
Yeah. Then I said, Then my husband said, you do exercise. Okay, I want to go back my
Very good
exercise.
husband, huh?
Yes.
Very supportive husband.
Yes, my
Important.
husband is very good.
Wow, Janet, listening to a story, I mean, different from your story as well. And like I said, you're such a role model to all these survivors out there, or strokies. Is that right?
Strokies, yeah, we're called strokies. We call ourselves strokies.
And it's so cute. The name itself, I know it's a serious thing, but you make it lighthearted.
Yeah, it's a nice one,
Yeah,
stroking.
strokies. How was it for you when you met YY? I mean,
Well,
she's
her
speaking
husband-
so well now.
Yeah, her husband called me when she was in hospital. He just rang me up and say, okay, what shall I do? What can I do? What must I do? So I just briefly explained to him what he can do for YY. And he then mentioned to me that he want to remodel his house and to renovate a room for her downstairs because their bedroom is upstairs.
Upstairs, yeah.
And I just told him, no way.
Oh.
She is going to walk upstairs. She is not going to stay downstairs. And that's what the mission is all about.
Understand.
Bring her to NASAM, and we will get her off the wheelchair, and we're
Yeah.
going to get her to walk upstairs. So forget about making a room for her downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And that's a challenge.
Yes.
That is a challenge that we put in front of her, and that we will put in
And she
front of
took it.
all our strokies.
Yeah.
Because we know her age, and we know how severe the stroke was, but we also know that she's got supportive families,
Yes.
and she's a very determined person.
I can see that.
So it's all about attitude and family support.
Which is fantastic, because
Yeah.
you have to be emotionally strong, mentally strong.
Yes.
Well, both of you, I heard YY's her stroke was hemorrhage. And would you mind sharing a bit, obviously, with our viewers? That's what you're here for as well. And Janet was telling me, how is it, because the earlier doctor said it's also to do with lifestyle. For you, Janet, was it lifestyle? It was different from YY's case, right?
Mine is different. Mine, I think, is lifestyle because I was advertising. Okay, I ran my own agency for many years. And I constantly, I mean, I'm in the boardroom all the time meeting with clients. And I am a secondary smoker. I inhale. I drink mugs and mugs of coffee. I skip my meals. I don't sleep well. And I
All
don't
these factors,
exercise. And I don't bother to go medical checkup.
At all,
Yeah.
So,
And my husband, when I had the stroke, my husband's first comment is, I guess something like that will happen sooner or later.
oh my God. It's like, you might think, what all the time to say, but he had some truth in what he said.
Because I refused to, he plays squash,
He had that healthy lifestyle.
and he always say, come and play squash at 5 o'clock. And I say, I've just come back from a meeting, I'm still writing my notes. And I don't leave the office till 8 or 9. And that's very unhealthy.
Very unhealthy. Well, ladies or men at home, I think what Janet has said has put it, you've hit the ballpoint right there. That is so important to have a balanced lifestyle, healthy exercise, eating right, don't skip meals. These are things that we at Bella keep telling you at home to do, and we don't want anyone to obviously, so prevention is better than cure at the end of the day. And of course, in YY's case, it was different.
It's different.
Because we had someone call us up, but she was a little too shy to ask it in person. Her question was, how does it attack us?
How does it attack us? You mean the cause of stroke? Or
she just used that
I think
word.
in YY's case, hemorrhaging stroke, from what I understand, is that it's all, the first sign of a hemorrhaging stroke coming is your headache. You have a massive, massive headache.
These are the symptoms.
These are the symptoms, okay? In terms of blockages, like Dr. Loh mentioned earlier on, TIA, transient ischemic attack. And I had that for months.
And you didn't know?
Because I have... You see, the problem with stroke is that if you've never been touched by stroke, if you've never had any relatives involved with stroke, even if you have the articles on stroke, you don't bother to read.
Yeah.
Because it's always when you're young, it will never happen to me.
We always think that. Obviously, it's good to be positive in our life, but at the same time, we got to be smart in living smart and taking care of our health 100%. Right, ladies?
I was at the peak of my career, and to me, stroke, when I went to the hospital in Asunta, and the doctor said, you've had a stroke,
you didn't believe him.
It didn't even occur to me what are the implications of a stroke. And I just mumbled to my the nurse, I say, I hope he will let me go home soon because I got a lot of work to do.
See, that's a sign
by
of
3
stress.
o'clock, I was totally half paralyzed.
Wow. Well, we'll continue that conversation with you, Janet, as well as YY. We'll be bringing back Doctor as well, and we'll find out more on how we can actually prevent this as well, and how family support is important, just like you ladies. Well, Bella will be going for a very short break. Don't go anywhere, because this is what we have when we come back. Some of the comment, that last comment right there, I don't exercise being a Punjabi is a bit like, you know, at the end of the day, no excuse. You're just joining us back from the break. We were talking to even Janet earlier, one of our strokies or stroke survivors, who said she was so busy, but now she knows the importance of exercise. And we're talking about stroke today. We've already talked about the awareness and the symptoms. Now we want to talk about prevention. As I heard, 80% of it actually can be avoided. So let's please welcome back our guests, YY, Janet, and of course, Dr. Loh. That percentage, 80%, as I mentioned, how true is it? 80% can be prevented.
Most of the stroke are related to the risk factor like diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol, as well as smoking. And these diseases can be controlled. Yeah, for example, with medication, with healthy living, healthy diet, exercise, good body weight. The risk factor can be controlled. Once the risk factor is controlled, the risk of getting a stroke is actually lower.
Much lower.
Much lower.
Well, for those of you at home as well, I mean, this is our last block with this segment, so if you want to give us a call or you have anything to share with us, do call us at 0355690349, and our doctor and Janet and YY will be willing to answer any of your questions. High blood pressure is one of it as well. Do you think in your case that was, did you know, did you have high blood pressure?
I did, but I didn't know.
Because you didn't go for your medical
checkup.
checkup. That's right. Yeah. So your advice to women or men out there, what would be your advice, Janet? I mean, as cliche as it sounds, like exercise is important. I have no time. I have this, like some of the girls that's mentioned, they said they have no time or they don't feel like exercising. How important is that?
I think listening to your body, and I think that's important if you feel any discomfort. And I think also respect your body, respect yourself, because you've got to take care of this body. It's going to last you a lifetime. Could be 60 years, 80 years if you're, you know, more. So I think it's like a car or a house. You've got to take care of it, maintain it.
Of course. Yeah.
Clean it.
As much as you love your car, you should love your body even more.
Of course.
Yeah. We have another caller on the line. Lakshmi, hi. Hi, are you there? Lakshmi? Is she there? Control room, is she there? We lost her. Okay, sometimes our lines get cut off. But continue our conversation. We were talking, I mean, Malaysia, I mean, a lot of people, well, everywhere in the world, they smoke. You know, they drink. This is one of the main causes as well. Doctor,
smoking.
Smoking. Even second-hand smokers.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, we're trying to be healthy, but then we're smoking it from other people. Yes. So what should we do? What needs to be done? I think restaurants should not allow smoking at all.
Non-smoking.
Right?
And yes, that's
Do you
right.
think?
Or just stay away from, you know, friends or whoever who's smoking. Yeah, try to stay away.
I really agree with that, because I myself am a non-smoker, and sometimes you're thinking, I'm trying to be as healthy as I can, but then next to you there's someone smoking and you're inhaling that. For you, YY, before you got your stroke, would you say you had a healthy lifestyle? Was it quite healthy?
I consider it's okay, but only I got a lot of works today. Then I every morning at 6 o'clock I wake up to send my daughters to the school. Then night, then I'll go back to sleep. After send me to the school already, I will go back, sleep. Then until night time I go TV.
So you had a very sedentary lifestyle where you didn't work. But at the end of the day, like I said, your case was different. But for you, Janet, have you changed your lifestyle after that? After knowing all those things, Janet, what do you do today? And
well,
of course,
I continue to work after the stroke because my neurologist told me, don't stop working, get back to the office.
Keep the mind working as well.
So what I did was I used to wear Chong Sam, okay? I just carry my Chong Sam and in my car, and I'll just go to my physiotherapist and I'll do my physio.
Wow.
And then I'll change and then I'll go to the office. And even if I wasn't doing anything, I just sit in my room and just be in that environment. And now and again, I'll read a note or people will come in and talk to me. And I think that has been very stimulating to my brain and that keeps me alive and alert. So that was what I did straight after the hospital. But my doctor, unfortunately, gave me a life sentence. He told me 6 months if you don't regain some of the faculties, okay, in your leg and your hand, and consider it, that's it. It was, to me, a life sentence.
It's like you're gonna, so you had to really be strong in your mind as well.
And I told him I will challenge that. I don't agree with you, and I'll prove you wrong.
I love it. Well, we have another caller on the line. Janet's story is very inspiring indeed. We have another caller on the line, Sue. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Vanessa. Morning.
Morning.
Hi, Janet. Hi, YY. Hi, Doctor.
Hi, how are you? Sounding chirpy today. So do you have a question for us?
Yes, of course. I have a question. Basically, when I was like looking through the bellas just now, so you were mentioning there's a bit of headaches, right? Headache, that is one of the symptoms that cause for strokes, correct? So is it headaches in a sense like headache in migraine way, or headache is like overall attacking your headache, means head and everything? Because apparently I'm worried because I was like out of exercising for about 8 months already from my normal routine. So,
so you're worried you've been getting headaches.
30s already, late 30s, near to coming to 40s. So that is the thing, which is recently I'm having the headache. Even I went for a medical checkup and done my checkup and everything. Then so far there's no stroke symptoms or nothing like that. But still, when you mention it, the headache, that is the main part that makes me to call and ask, is it really? Because I am having a massive headache. It means throughout a few weeks. It means it's already like 2 months I'm having it. So that's the thing. So that worries me. So can I have any conclusion based on that?
All right, well, maybe doctor, you can, maybe it could be something else.
Correction, it's not headache. Yeah, doctor? It's only when you're having a hemorrhaging stroke, you had a mess, you will have a headache.
Yes, yes.
Headache is not
headache can be one of the signs. If even ischemic stroke, if it is large enough, causing some mass effect, as in the stroke area is big enough, it can cause some degree of headache. And the hemorrhagic stroke in general can cause more headache than the ischemic stroke.
So, but how about Sue's case where she's saying what do you think?
Usually, how we advise the patient is if you get a headache which is unusual from your normal, you know, every
normal
you get,
that you usually
the migraine or the tension headache. If it is sudden, if it is unusual from the usual headache that you have to go to the hospital and check it out. Yeah. It can be something more serious than just a migraine or a tension headache.
I see. So, but it's not necessarily something that will lead to stroke.
No.
But in any case, Sue, I think what doctor and of course Janet is saying, make sure you go and just get another checkup if you're not comfortable with not knowing what that headache is. Am I right? It's better she check it out as well.
That's right.
Well, okay. So. But I think, because some people will be confused. We don't want anyone to panic as well, and just every small headache, it could be...
Oh, no.
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 Yeah. No. But at the end of the day, a lot of people, when it comes to stroke, of course, at the end of the day, you get paralyzed as well, one part of your body. Some people, even in their face, I've seen one of my uncles. And how is the road recovery for that? Like, doctor, don't you think YY has done tremendous since she was telling me she couldn't even say the word key, K-E-Y, in August last year? What do you think about her recovery? Does everyone go through the same?
No, the recovery depends on the severity of the stroke. If it is very severe, unfortunately, some people don't get back to work, performing their daily activities and all that. But majority actually have got a very good chance, a very high chance of being independent again with the help of rehab, rehabilitations,
like
good healthy living, good control of risk factor and all that.
What would you say is the biggest prevention for our viewers out there? I mean, we want everyone to really make sure that they understand, because for both of you, like you said, for YY, she didn't even know what a stroke was at that moment. Even you said you like stroke. So what would you say is the biggest prevention? Who would like to take this? Maybe doctor? What would you say is the biggest prevention that...
apart from healthy living, controlling the risk factor, is also education, awareness. Being aware of the symptom, like TIA is a very important thing to know. If you have symptom like TIA, yes, it tends to recover within the first 24 hours, but you must go and check it out because it's a warning sign before a full-blown stroke. So people need to know TIA, these warning signs, symptoms, and to go and get medical attention. Yeah.
And would you say
to
prevent it? And of course, with the internet, it's quite okay for us to read up about it. And if you think there's anything, but in any case, if you think there's something wrong, we need to know our body to go and get that checkup, and don't delay it, right,
yes,
doctor?
Am
I right? Don't ever procrastinate things
yes.
like that. Well, we have actually one more caller on the line for today, Lakshmi, and I think she has some questions on some symptoms and she's not sure. Hi, Lakshmi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Maybe you can direct your question to our guest and doctor as well?
Yes, yes. I got a severe headache few years. Normally I will take painkiller. Past few months, I got a headache is not severe, but I feel like giddiness.
Giddiness.
Giddiness, and then my eyesight giving problem.
Okay.
I can feel like something pulling my eye veins, you know. Morning I wake up, I feel like my eyes pain and like poking.
Poking, like a nerve.
And then past a few weeks, my pressure is very high. So I go and check with the doctor. Doctor said you have to continue checking to confirm whether it is a real pressure or it will come down again or what.
I see. How old are you, Lakshmi, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 44 now.
44, okay. Is that all, my dear?
My neck veins always, there is a pain, and then I feel numb on my hand.
Numb on your hand?
My head also, I feel the numbness when I wake up.
Okay.
My one side head is normally left-hand side.
Okay.
I feel the numbness. I can feel it.
Feel it, huh? All right. Thank you, Lakshmi, for calling and sharing. Maybe, doctor, you can answer based on whatever she's told us, if it's possible.
Unfortunately, there are many disorders. Many patients who come in with headache, giddiness, numbness. It's not a stroke. Yeah, but still, the advice is to go to the hospital and check it out, see what's the problem, and get a proper treatment for that. Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, we have come to the end of our show. But ladies, anything else you would like to add on to finish it off? Why? A short one. Would you like to say anything to our ladies out there? Yeah.
Yeah, because I went back to my my exercise. Yeah, I want to go back my exercise.
Go back to your exercise, and then you continue being that testimony of healthy living and testimony to all those strokies out there. Like last time.
Yes.
I love that. Not like that, but like last time and better.
Yes.
Stronger and better. Janet?
Can I do a bit of promotion?
Yep.
Well, NASAM is an NGO. We don't get government funding. We depend entirely on our own fundraising.
Yes.
And we currently have a project called GUM.
Okay.
G-U-M. Give up a meal.
Give up a meal. Oh,
give up a meal, okay? So we're encouraging people to give up a meal a month. $10 a month.
Which is not easy for us to do, right? Yeah.
Check it out on our website and on our Facebook. Check it out. And then give us $10 a month. Give up a meal for us so that we can help patients like YY.
Okay. Thank you so much, Janet. And I think that's awesome. We should give back to people. You never know, it could be a family or a friend in need. Doctor, any last words for our viewers out there?
Read more about stroke, be aware of the symptom, and come to a hospital if you have symptom of stroke.
Thank you so much, ladies, for coming on to our show and enlightening our viewers out there, and even myself. Being educated is very important. Knowledge is key. Well, Bella will be going for another short break. Don't go anywhere, because this is what we have coming up next.